Is it possible to drive one car without support to the edge of the Arctic, where there are no people, no settlements, no roads, no winter paths, only polar bears live? And every night, the northern lights shine. If you're a daring pro traveler from the travel team, then you should try, or rather, you must. What will come of it? You'll see right now. Let's go. Today was especially cold. Though it felt, well, not by feel, the temperature was just minus 35 to 38 or so. But the piercing wind was just like that, and today for the first time felt the chill in the tent from not just the walls, but also from below. I'm connected to that. I have a summer sleeping bag, and it was comfy on top, but felt cold underneath. Genya slept in a winter one. Genya says he's fine. He even unzipped it. But today, finally, it's frosty, and we hope the frost has chilled us enough. And our way back. First, we'll be on firm snow crust, and when we reach the tundra will be frozen, and we can go. And most importantly, Uncle Vova had fuel here. So we're having breakfast, refueling, and heading out. It's 7 a.m., and the team is almost all here, which is great. A new day of our expedition starts. We're moving towards my Chelyuskin. Genya checked the fuse and one fell out. We have no more fuses. Grandpa gave us a 15-amp one. We put it in for now if something happens, so we'll be wrapping up the wiring and reinforcing it. He's on defense. Luckily, Uncle Vova had spare diesel fuel, which we bought, and now we can head further north. I can say for sure, without Uncle Vova, we'd be in a tough spot. It's like finding water in a desert. In our case, finding diesel in the Arctic. Life-giving diesel. Siberia, here we come. Or are you seeing us off as usual? It's a tradition now. Haha, well, since that's the case, we'll stop by on our way back for the third time. Third time's a charm. Being in such civilization in the middle of nowhere, it's relaxing, makes you want to stay longer. Have some tea. Maybe Uncle Vova could sit by the river, bring some ice, set up some nets. But we need to keep going. But on the way back, we promised to visit Uncle Vova, to say hi and tell him about Chelyuskin. Uncle Vova, you haven't been to Chelyuskin. We'll bring photos. We'll show the pictures. Hope we get there, so we're moving on. Thanks a lot, Uncle Vova, for the hospitality, and do leave a comment. How such warm hospitality exists in the middle of nowhere, from Uncle Vova. Again, big thanks from our team. That's all. We're moving on. Let's go, I can say. That on men like Uncle Vova. Russia stands. Weather's great. Where we passed twice, a highway formed by artistic standards, and the frost did its job in a few days. Snow hardened, a crust appeared. The car finally moved, we're off, relaxing, enjoying the beauty of Taimyr, engaging in heartfelt talks about Russia and of course, the Arctic. We're on the way back, heading home. Today was especially cold. When we started, it was minus 36. Well, what can I say? Basically, all predictions came true. All our previous observations showed absolutely that our trail, and particularly the snow, which was blown over, would freeze. The crust would be stronger, and now it is pretty much solid. The trail is firm, very firm. Where we slightly went, let's say we made small hills, now it's frozen into a ridge. That's great. The trail now just throws you only on flat parts. Otherwise, it's practically rails. Our speed here is much higher than when we went there, and even faster than when we went to Uncle Vova. So, now all hope is that the tundra has also frozen, and most importantly, it's definitely frozen. Right now, the main thing is that it's frozen enough to hold our vehicle on the surface. And if that's the case, then that's it, folks. The road to Tamir, to Lake Tamir, should be more or less clear. Besides the fuel limitation, we now also have a food limitation. This morning, Zhenya Shatilov said that, folks, there's only enough food for me. And that's just for a week. We said, Zhenya dear, we planned for about 20 days for everyone, so we won't tighten the belt too much. But we need to realize that food is really tight for us. It's related to the fact, not because we messed up or forgot something. But that second crew, who was supposed to join us, they loaded our food safely. Somewhere halfway, saying it was too heavy to carry. Well, you get what you pay for. And that's what you get. So, there where you'd think in the Arctic you could rely on people, especially trusted ones. Turns out even here there are people you can't rely on. Remember, we're traveling through Tamir, the northernmost peninsula of mainland Russia and all of Eurasia. Everything here is the northernmost on Earth. The northernmost lake, Tamir, the largest in the Arctic, the northernmost mountain range, Byranga, and of course, the northernmost continental point of Russia and all of Eurasia, Chelyuskin, and I, heading to our destination. By lunch, we reached the first lake. Took us 2 days in bad weather. Imagine the difference. A plug on the bottom like that. It was this high. I hit it, water drained. Engine was warm, gearbox warm, but it was hitting. Now it's all gone. And on our suspension. On the steering, it went inside. Where it moves, the boot got a bit torn from below. Ice on the right side. And this. Closed transmission there. Nothing on this side. There was a layer moving in ice. The steering rod got hit. And the bottom was all snowy, tough to move. Through the snow, all these protrusions got caught. There on the suspensions, about 5 centimeters, and the horns were sticking out. Everything broke off. Did it like this? Actually, after every night. When the car is outside in the Arctic, you need to go out and carefully clean it. The entire suspension underneath, because ice freezes everything, tears the dust covers, rips off AB sensors, etc. So it seems minor, but very important. We had lunch now. Now a moment. As they say, a connection with home. First of all, contacted our base on the mainland, found out the weather for the near future, and after that, a quick call to family and friends. It's sacred to say you're okay. Here's Artoka, the operator, usually off camera, but now watch. He's calling his wife to say everything's fine with him. Let's support him on camera now because he always points this thing at us, and now we're pointing at him. Any chance for sport? We either do push-ups or squats, since we spend a lot of time sitting while driving. Deflate to 0.5. Had lunch and moved on. Here we entered the tundra and to Lake Tamir. Next 100 kilometers we'll go dry. On our old frozen tracks. The car runs very well, but ahead they won't last long and will soon end. Car's not moving 0 to 0. Deflate to 0.4. Lower pressure gradually to find the right level and not deflate too much. Preserve tires, we have a long way to go. $800 kilometers to talk. What 800 kilometers to where? From here, yes, 800. I'm actually... You know what, Bogdan? Everything's great. Front wheels are moving to relieve some pressure. Yeah, we let it down to 4. Come on, it really looks like it's a fuel tank. Knock on it, what do you say? So Mad Max. The chase for the fuel truck continues. One of the biggest predators, after the polar bear and Arctic wolf, that lives here is the wolverine. Wolverines actually are found in many places. We have them in Kolyma, and back in the day, as a kid, during hunts, they got caught in traps, and I saw them often. But here, we see another wolverine. The first one we saw was at Uncle Vova's, the one that entered his territory and was taken care of. But here in the wild, on Tamir, we also met a wolverine going about its business. We launched the drone, and now you'll see her as she goes about her business. Just running along, doing her thing. I'll say right away, we didn't chase her. She just ran alongside, parallel to us. We didn't scare her, or make her burn extra calories, which are hard to replace here, and so on, and so on. Since nature's elements do define the state of mind. There was something there, couldn't see anything. Now we're just enjoying the beauty. These are polar wolf tracks. Look how big. It was a big one walking. A big one, not alone, see. A wolf. Merlin is hunting. Merlin is hunting. I want to reach the ice. Already gone 50 centimeters. No ice yet. What's up with fueling with snow? Yeah, let's do it better. We'll go from Tamir to Lake Tamir and dig there. That'll be very symbolic. We're spreading those that returned. We stopped, got a minute to sip some tea. And at this moment, our navigators are heading to work. Now from the passenger seat. They're going into action. Here's the mic. The main thing is not like that. Hi everyone. We decided to pump the wheels. Mom's blogger, turn it off, just tell it like it is. Yeah, go on, what are you waiting for? So we noticed the wheels bending a bit. Since everything's ahead, we decided to add just a little bit of pressure. As you can see, such a sunset. And the RB gauge we used to measure pressure also cracked. A bit from the frost. Or maybe his uncle didn't break it, but he says it's from Morozov. Tosh, isn't it cold? Feels like it's about 50. Yeah, in Magadan when it was 57, it didn't feel like this, more like summer. Because the humidity is high, only -26. But it feels freezing, Genya. How's the frost? It's fine. It's comfy outside. Eyelashes freeze. But all's good. So it's all about prep and gear. Right, Genya? Gear is key. Everything's fine, but bad gear could be deadly. Otherwise, just frostbite. By evening, we lost the Saiga tracks completely and moved by compass straight north. But around us was stunning beauty, a true beautiful Arctic timer. We keep moving, and the most interesting thing, the weather is on our side for now. It's freezing cold, very cold by local standards, below -30 now. With wind, it feels like -45 to -48. Everyone noticed it. Only Genya says he feels fine. Well, Genya is a story of his own, and for us, it's a plus. Because the frost is working for us, strange as it sounds. But in these conditions, we always love frost. If there's frost, it packs the snow well. And with wind, it's even better. In this case, the wind helped. Now we need for the frost to freeze what the wind built. Then it'll be perfect for us, and if tonight it freezes again, let's say it will freeze, and the chance of it freezing is 100%. Then tomorrow should be even better. Today, we really want to finally reach Timer Lake. But whether the Arctic lets us is unknown. Definitely can't relax yet. Like Tony Stark. You're a real Kyrgyz Tony Stark. Our process is super simple now. We need to chip ice. For tea, you might ask, why not use snow? Those who followed our channel know that snow, when heated and turns to water, becomes distilled water, lacking all beneficial salts and so on. That's why we chip ice. And ice turns into delicious meltwater, which we brew tea within. Drink, listen, he can really make a 2.3-meter hole. I think, haha, I'm with a knife, damn, what if I get a letter? We're just thinking by the river. Maybe go fishing on one of the northern rivers before the timer. We'll decide a bit later. But the world says 2 meters, 20 to 30 meters of ice. But the world says I can crack it easily. I've done it 100 times. While moving, I felt a slight play in the steering. Had to find the cause. But there's a small hatch. The rack is held like this. Yeah, and it moves like this. Feels like the steering is sticking. Let's see what it could be. What's up with the fluid? Need to check the guru. Seems like everything's fine. All good, Genya. Seems fine. Unclear. Well, what do we have here? Well, it is what it is, yeah. Maybe that seal is a bit torn. You know, the rack itself, but as they say, no choice. We work with what we've got. Let's keep moving. th hour. Slightly off track. Going through wild terrain. If you look now, it's going downhill here. And there's a pit. Here it's uphill. It's really winding. You can see how it twists. See the terrain up, down, down. Up, up, down. Gaining height, down. Moving on, basically. And there's so much snow, we're a bit stuck. That's how it is here. Half a wheel here, you can see. I'll show you how. From this situation, when you're completely hanging on the belly, you can try to drive out. Not saying it'll be easy. Shift into reverse. Car's not moving, wheels are spinning. Start rocking it gently. Rocking it. And the car slowly moves. Back on track. Don't spin the wheels, or you'll dig in immediately. You can see. Look how we did it. Car was fully stuck, but again, simple skill, rocking technique. Easy with manual, but works on auto too, if you have experience. And the will, I think. Maybe we should offer courses on this, because sharing experience is key. I've got plenty of it, so I think we should do something about it. All right, let's keep moving. On the way, we saw an amazing northern lights. Stopped to snap a few photos. The beauty in person is indescribable, truly stunning. So guys, we have a big event here. We're heading to Lake Tamir. I can tell you, it's a huge lake. About 120 by 140. And the most interesting thing is that among us now is someone who this week was at Lake Baikal earlier. At the big lake and stayed overnight, and now he's at another huge lake, Tamir. And we'll also start. This is Zhenya Shitala, and I'll also tell you we have an extra surprise coming up, which we just found out about. It turns out, if we reach Chelyuskin, we're the first ever to reach Chelyuskin in one car by land. You can see the car freezing up. Look! Reminder, the car is fully insulated. All lined and soundproof. Well, not just soundproof, fully insulated, just double-glazed windows. Look how everything's frozen. Everything's iced over. And the temperature is not too cold. I mean, it's minus 35. Well, minus 38, up to minus 40 basically. But the frost and wind, plus that unique tamer vibe, does its thing. Performing the usual ritual after a night stay, checking tire pressure. Inspect all the frozen ice and snow, from the suspension and steering, of course. Chop some fresh, this time ice from Lake Tamer into the thermos, and for the kettle, and gather in the car for the next drive. Good morning, everyone. We're all set today. We slept longer than planned, because yesterday, instead of 11 p.m., we went to bed at 2 a.m., so it's already 10 a.m. We're just heading out, but at least we're rested, that's good too. Today, we're planning to pass Lake Tamer, refuel at the base, and then see how the weather and our energy hold up. But we're definitely moving on to Cape Chelyuskin. Oh yes, the locomotive. First, we need to get it going. First meters and kilometer after the night, we drive slowly, warming up the transmission and suspension. Otherwise, in the cold, it's easy to damage these car parts. But once warmed up, we can speed up a bit on the flat ice. Lake Tamer. We have a stopover point. We reach the cape. It's called Cape Chelyuskin. Not bad, we have this thin ledge. What are we going to do on this ledge now? We'll have breakfast. Breakfast together. We don't need dinner. Let's have breakfast. So, what's for breakfast today? Come on, show us, Tasha. Tell us what's there. Tasty chebureks from Siberian Gourmet. Beautiful. All right, if you are eating or having tea with us, enjoy your meal. We eat and move on. So we found out the weather. Soon, the weather will be, by local standards, kind of warmer. But for us, it's worse, because it will be warm. This weather will last till Friday, so in the next 5 days, gradually warming up. And it will be up to minus 15, twice as warm here. And then it will be minus 28 to 30 again, starting from Saturday. So right now we basically need to tackle the tough parts as much as possible, then gather ourselves, so to speak, during the day, which means we need to wake up even earlier, at 6 a.m. and sleep by evening, so we don't drive in the dark, to see clearly where we're going, and try to reach Chelyuskin in these days, so that, if anything, we can wait out the bad weather there. But if we make it quickly, we'll turn around at the first freeze, spend just a day at Chelyuskin, and head back during the freeze. The plan is there, as they say. Now we need everything to align so we can make it happen, to do it smoothly, steadily and surely. It's nice to meet a helicopter in the middle of nowhere, and here we are flying a chopper above us, like a military helicopter. Yeah, guys, like a soldier. Yeah, like a soldier. Yeah. Wave your hand. Ha! Ha ha! Military rage. Border guards took off. Well, what can I say? They see where we are, and we know where they fly now. Right in the middle of Lake Tamir, on Cape Savlera, there's a base. Actually, a base, as I understand, a tourist one, where tourists are brought in summer. Fishermen live here. Not sure if anyone's there now. They said, supposedly, no one should be. But there's fuel for us here. It's in a huge tank, located on the edge of this base. So we'll stop and refuel now. Let's eat here. Our first official refuel is at Cape Sabler. We have 2 tanks here, polar guys, who deliver construction materials, do geological exploration up north, bring their fuel. We made a deal with them, about 100 liters. We're refueling here now. Everything is sealed, tied up like this, so nothing blows in. We're untying it now. Refuel, and then pack it up. Just as promised, I swear. The guys arrived. Military aviation. They say, listen, you're heading to Chelyuskin. Guys, hurry up. They dropped us some rations. Sending a huge hello to the guys. Our subscribers are pleased that they are even here. Your support is felt even on the way to Chelyuskin. You're the best to me. Meeting people in such places, even by helicopter, is priceless. I'll tell you, indescribable emotions. So guys, we're at Lake Tamir, and military aircraft fly so low. It's amazing. I didn't know yet that, guys, turns out our subscribers and we'll meet in the Arctic with them again. But more on that later. We start the pump using a starter. In Burkut, we simply don't have wires long enough for the battery, and there's nowhere to get them in the Arctic. Worked in many roles. Now I'm also an Arctic refueler. Good thing I'm self-employed. Ah, refueled. We're frozen, but outside, actually. Not so cold, but it's freezing, Uncle Zhenya. How are your hands? Not good. Hands are the worst. Fingers are freezing. I lost my mitten. Yeah. And now Uncle Zhenya is freezing with us. Haha, how are you? How's filming? All good. Camera's freezing. Yeah, camera's freezing. Not great. Overall, the weather's quite comfy. Perfect for driving. Yeah, we're heading out now, guys. Look. All tracks are gone. So if anyone came here this year, to Lake Tamir, halfway to Chelyuskin, they brought fuel here in tanks, which we just refueled from, of course, with the owner's permission. And now we're moving on. There are no roads or paths ahead. No directions, nothing. Before heading out, we're pumping the tires. Wanted to show you if we break through. Look at the snow beneath. It's like granules. So it doesn't pack down or move. In these conditions, we have to make our way from Chelyuskin. After coming from the cold, we got to the car, let the air out of the tires. What to do now, of course. Sandwiches, sandwiches. With melted cheese and hot tea. Thanks, guys. What a team. I get it, Zhenya. Pour it. Enjoy your meal. All right. Hustling, Uncle Zhenya, hustling. Yeah, you're eating. The body shouldn't tighten up. Hello there. After lunch, we move on. Ahead, no tracks at all. We're the first to go to Chelyuskin this year, and the first ever. Who's driving one car across the mainland to Chelyuskin? Basically, the most exciting part, as always, is just beginning. Nothing at all hinted at any, let's say, bad weather. Everything was fine. But then, this is the result. It's snowing. Visibility is about 2 meters. All windows are sealed. We're leaving Taymyr, heading towards Chelyuskin. We still have about 400 kilometers to go. Just like that, yeah, nice weather, just left. Lake Taymyr, and there you go. Now watch, I'll show you an example. Here's our pressure. 0.7, and the car is steady on the crust, and here the pressure is 0.8, and the car isn't stable on the crust. So now we adjust the pressure front and back a bit. By 0.1 less. Here we will have 0.6, here will also be 0.6, and the car will go. Otherwise, it won't hold us, and look how it sinks. See how it comes out here. And there under us, there's this loose sand like that. Like sand snow. I called it sand. It holds poorly, just like we're driving the world. So what's for dinner today? Tell me. For dinner we have traditional pilaf, whirl. How much we damp we will all write in the comments now. You eat and eat and eat. Why do we eat? Because the channel is called about food. And travel and travel. That's why we travel and eat. Yes, because the travel channel now includes a food channel. We have such a collab. And Zhenya has a channel, Roads. That's why Zhenya is now under our road. Building pressure, uncle, it's costly. Well, tell me, do you need it? Do you really need it? Of course I do, case closed. I told you it's needed. If Uncle Zhenya says it's needed, then it is. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment. And by the way, follow my other social media, like here's a QR code. This is my Telegram. You can just scan it by pointing your phone camera at it. Go and subscribe. Welcome to my Telegram. Subscribe to me too. The link will pop up right here. Like this. By the way, I read a comment where someone asked, how do you make it so that Uncle Zhenya is kind? I'll tell you now, let's go. Zhenya, you will say that you're kind. Because we tickle Uncle Zhenya's heels. What's up with you? What's going on here? How's this tasty bread? We made it with the world. How did you do this? What is this? You used to make such treats. Now the world joined in. First we plowed the field. Then harrowed it, sowed, watered. Grew the harvest. Collected and threshed it. Made flour, baked bread. And here we are. Now enjoy. We have dinner before bed. And then sleep. Today we traveled about 150 kilometers past Lake Tamir, crossed the parallel line. Overall, there was a lot of good stuff. Now we're eating somewhere in the middle of the river, Little Tamira, and we'll be going to sleep. Look at these passionate polar explorers. It's a weird kind of doubt, like turning off the car in the middle of nowhere. Well, we turned it off. Once, an expedition sheltered here from bad weather. Now the cave has collapsed, but even with part of the roof missing, it's still somewhat warm here. The river is all sealed up, and the saddest thing is the sun is setting now. Well, it's already set. It'll get dark soon, and we won't be able to drive there. A bit more chocolate sinking. There's somewhat of a spot here. If there's no difference here and there, I suggest we go this way. It's 04 now. The car isn't moving at all. Like it's just not moving.